Better known by her stage name of Elvira, Cassandra Peterson is a horror icon who's ubiquitous beyond any of her works. She began playing the character that made her famous in the 1980s. Recently, the 70-year-old star took the world by storm when she confirmed what many diehard fans had long suspected, that she's gay. Join Factsverse as the Elvira actress reveals a 19-year relationship with a woman. For around 4 decades, Cassandra Peterson has been known to the world as Elvira. Pretty much anyone who's seen a TV will recognize Elvira by appearance, but few know her history. There are many who don't realize that the character of Elvira and the actress who plays her aren't the same person. The macabre Elvira has black hair and gothic makeup, while the comparatively lively Cassandra Peterson is a redhead who seems as vibrant as can be. It's been an intentional choice on Cassandra's part to keep herself and the character of Elvira as separate as possible in the eyes of the public. Until recently, not all that much was known about the woman behind the character. In particular, there was one key piece of information kept from the public until 2021 when Cassandra Peterson published her memoir. It revealed many things about her personal life, and fans finally got to know the person behind the iconic horror character they had come to consider a part of the family. The most shocking thing the memoir revealed was the fact that she'd been in a relationship with a woman for 2 decades. Cassandra Peterson seems hesitant to label her sexuality, but it seems the partner she's been with for the past 19 years is indeed a woman. For 2 decades, she kept the truth about her sexuality a secret, as she felt it might interfere with her brand. But in today's culture, she decided it was the right time to come out of the closet. Die-hard fans of the horror icon were likely far less surprised by the revelation, as it's been a rumor in the horror community for years. Since the character's inception, Elvira has been a long-standing icon in gay communities in particular, though this has predominantly been chalked up to the character's flagrant campiness. Why did Cassandra Peterson hide the truth? There seem to have been numerous reasons Cassandra chose to keep the true nature of her sexuality a secret from the public for so long. The main reason was that she didn't want to go bankrupt. According to Cassandra, she had seen numerous people in the industry come out of the closet only to lose the majority of their fans. Cassandra understandably feared she'd follow in their footsteps if her true sexuality was made public. Because of this, she took steps to conceal her long-term relationship with her current partner. Until recently, she referred to that partner simply by the initial of T. Now it's been revealed the initial stands for Teresa, specifically a woman named Teresa Weirson. Cassandra and Teresa apparently began dating in 2003. At the time, Cassandra was in the process of divorcing her first husband, who was also her manager. Cassandra's husband was named Mark Pearson, and they were married from 1981 to 2003. When Cassandra and Teresa first began dating, Cassandra claims she would introduce the latter figure as her assistant out of a fear of a social stigma. Of course, the people Cassandra interacted with then went about treating Teresa as if she actually was an assistant, which caused problems with the relationship. Still, Cassandra kept up the facade for nearly 2 decades. Once Cassandra made the decision that she'd finally let the world know Elvira was gay, she then had to figure out how to do it. She knew she had to reveal the information carefully and in a way that seemed respectful. In the end, she chose to do it through the release of her memoir. Though Cassandra didn't lose her iconic status in the wake of the revolution, she did lose over 10,000 followers on social media. Before we tell you more, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Factsverse if you haven't already. Cassandra lost followers after coming out. Though Cassandra Peterson claims she lost over 10,000 followers on social media, she also claims she didn't mind the loss. According to her, the amount of positive reception she received more than made up for the negativity. It seems many fans of Elvira were proud that she came out of the closet, and a great many of them were part of the LGBTQ crowd. Cassandra still retains well-deserved status as a horror icon, and she continues to get work in the industry. Fans can look forward to her appearing in the upcoming reboot of The Munsters from director Rob Zombie. Though Elvira is unquestionably a horror icon nowadays, the actress who popularized the character had humble beginnings. She grew up in a rural part of Kansas, and few would have predicted she'd end up becoming a star. According to Cassandra, the reason she began to identify with horror films as a small child stems from an incident where she got burned by boiling water as a toddler. How Cassandra Peterson grew to love horror. As a toddler, Cassandra got a hold of a boiling pot of water and poured it on herself out of curiosity. This resulted in burns on her body that she still has today. Her scars are hidden by Elvira's costumes. As a child, her peers made fun of her burns. This is the reason Cassandra grew to love horror movies. According to Cassandra, she began to identify with the often disfigured villains. The first horror movie that she ever saw was House on Haunted Hill, which her cousin took her to see in the theater. Though she was bullied for her burns during her childhood, she developed into a stunning young woman who had no trouble attracting male attention. She suffered abuse at home, which caused her to run away to Las Vegas and become a showgirl in her teen years. She seems to also have been greatly influenced by the Elvis film Viva Las Vegas, which she credits for inspiring her to run away to Vegas. Cassandra's looks got her plenty of work there, and she got to rub shoulders with the likes of figures like Frank Sinatra and Tom Jones. Eventually, she met Elvis. According to Cassandra, she and Elvis talked all night. Elvis told her she needed to get out of Las Vegas and do something else with her life, which is how she eventually became Elvira. Cassandra followed Elvis Presley's advice. What Elvis told Cassandra specifically was she had a good voice and ought to try to become a singer. This advice did eventually lead to the actress developing the character of Elvira. Notably, the names Elvis and Elvira feature the same first 4 letters. Cassandra tried her hand at getting into music, heading to Italy and becoming a singer in a pop band. During that time, she also appeared in a film called Roma from famous Italian director Federico Fellini. After some time in Europe, she returned to America with renewed esteem and a good deal more experience in the art world. She subsequently joined the improv troupe The Groundlings, where she worked along comedic legends like Phil Hartman and Paul Rubens. Rubens went on to develop the character of Pee-Wee Herman, and Cassandra soon developed an iconic character of her own. In the early 80s, the character of Elvira was finally revealed to the public. Cassandra secured the role after auditioning to be a movie host for a local TV station in LA. Her background with the Groundlings helped her get the gig, and she was given the opportunity to create her character essentially from the ground up. She was already in her 30s at the time. Eventually, the character became so popular, she appeared in movies of her own. Now it's time to hear from you. Did you know that Elvira has been in a relationship with a woman for 19 years? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Factsverse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content. By the way, if you haven't joined Factsverse as a member yet, be sure to look below this video and click the join button. By becoming a paid member of Factsverse, you'll get access to exclusive video content that you won't find anywhere else. This includes some of our more mature content that isn't suitable for public audiences, which includes topics like Hollywood actresses who posed for Playboy and some of the steamiest moments in movie history. Plus, you can enjoy these videos completely ad-free. Our biggest fans will notice they also get badges next to their name when they leave comments on our videos. We pay special attention to comments from our members, and so do other viewers. So if you want exclusive content from Factsverse or inside access to discussions with other community members, click the join button to get started for just $4.99. There are hours of members-only videos waiting for you, with new videos added every month. And we're actively working on bringing even more features to help fans like you connect with other members and get more of your favorite content. Just click join, and we'll see you inside the membership tab.